Hello, my name is Lenton Brown, and I'm running for the North Carolina House of Representatives, District 9. And the reason that I am requesting your support in running for North Carolina House of Representatives, District 9 is because we are no longer in a fight for the soul of America, but we are in a fight for the continued existence of America. When you kidnap the leader of an oil-producing nation that provides oil to Russia, Communist China, and North Korea, this is a provocative act of war. When you couple that with threatening to take Greenland from the autonomous kingdom of Denmark to where our European allies are threatening to declare war on the United States, in the words of Lindsey Graham, that is a bridge too far. I am a veteran with the moral courage to stand up for what is right, regardless of consequences. I support constitutional carry, and I will vote with Republicans to ensure its passage. I was in the Philippines before, after, and during its civil war. I lived in San Ysidro, just walking distance from the Mexican border. I remember the struggle for civil rights in this country. I was deeply troubled by the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, Robert Kennedy, Charlie Kirk, and every school shooting that has occurred in America. But when you take people's guns away, they are less safe and unable to defend their property, their homes, their businesses, and the ones they love. They are just sitting targets waiting to be slaughtered. We must lower food cost, housing, healthcare cost. We need to increase the minimum wage, increase pay for state workers. We must demand free, fair, and transparent elections. We must pass constitutional carry. Abortion rights must be reinstated nationwide. We have the means to offer free tuition at our community colleges and at our universities. We have a surplus of $17 billion. We need to end slavery in North Carolina's prisons, not only for the inmates, but for the workers that work there as well. There are captains who had mental breakdowns after being terminated wrongfully for an incident that occurred when they weren't even in the building. We need to stop seizing Medicaid recipients' homes. And we have to expedite rebuilding in Helene flooded areas. We must strive for unity, diversity, and justice for all. We have a $17 billion surplus. We can and we must make this state affordable again. By 2029, North Carolina will need 760,000 housing units. Now, we have entire shopping centers significant amounts of commercial real estate and schools that are vacant that can be repurposed, and coupled with a change in zoning laws that can be converted to affordable housing units. And we have the funds to do that with. We have to raise the minimum wage to a living wage, at least $15 an hour, and that will boost the economy and help to make life more affordable again. I promise not to act like I know more about farming than the farmers themselves, but as a landowner, we must create programs that allow migrant workers to work in agriculture without fear of deportation. We can no longer have our crops rotting in the fields while sending $40 billion to Argentina after they have just taken the entire $32 billion a year soybean market from the United States. And yes, believe it or not, they requested $243 million additional dollars. And our absolutely gutless Secretary of State sent that to them as well. He pulled it out of the IMF, the International Monetary Fund. And they want to cut FEMA. They want to cut FEMA while flying around in jets that cost anywhere from $200 million to $1.5 billion. We have to revitalize Asheville and the surrounding Appalachian region devastated by Hurricane Helene. And we have to establish a FEMA-type assistance program for North Carolina residents. We can no longer depend on and wait on the federal government to get us act together. I oppose increases in homeowners, renters, and vehicle insurance in North Carolina. I am running to make sure this state turns blue again. I will personally introduce legislation in the General Assembly to limit the North Carolina Division of Health Benefits, Health Management Systems, HMS, from taking the homes and assets of Medicaid recipients, which forces patients to choose between getting the health care they need and leaving a roof over their children's heads when they die. I will personally introduce legislation to use a portion of the state's billion-dollar surplus to provide free tuition to all of the state's community colleges and four-year institutions for families earning less than $100,000 per year. I will always support a woman's rights to choose. I am running to bring back integrity to the North Carolina Board of Elections. And trust me, integrity is needed. We have people who signed up to be in a race, in one case, on Christmas Eve night, more than 4.5 days after the deadline. We had another race where the notice of candidacy for 8 of the state's people running for state election hasn't made it to the State Board of Elections after 2 years. There is no way you can say those races were fair and free or transparent. There's no way you can say that. I'm running to end the unprovoked, brutal beatings and alleged hangings of inmates in our prison system. I'm running to end the framing and the wrongful termination of black officers, even captains, using false evidence for reporting excessive use of force or simply witnessing excessive use of force incidents. I pledge complete and total support to the Second Amendment. I will personally introduce a bill legalizing permitless, concealed, and open carry in the state of North Carolina. I will work to ensure energy independence for the United States by developing our own natural resources in this country. Not only mining, drilling for oil, and precious metals as well. I will introduce legislation to encourage investment in historically, economically disadvantaged areas in Pitt County and Edgecombe County and Lenoir County and the state as a whole. I mean, the progress around East Carolina has been amazing. I graduated from there. But if you walk a few feet out of that area, it's almost you've entered a third world country. It is time that we valued all of our hardworking state employees by giving them a significant increase in pay. It's also time that we raise the minimum wage in North Carolina to at least $15 an hour. And we have to index that to the cost of living once and for all. The last time the minimum wage was increased in North Carolina, it was 2008. I will personally introduce legislation to end the abominable process by which the state of North Carolina takes the family homes of poor people who die after receiving state aid. We need to provide incentives to bring back the film industry to North Carolina. When lawyers intentionally betray the trust of their clients, they need to be immediately and permanently disbarred from the practice of law, and they need to serve time in a state or federal prison. I will introduce legislation to criminalize this behavior. I strongly support term limits. We need to ensure that our justice system provides results that are equal and just for all of us. I pledge to deal with the tough issues that most politicians and senior officials at the Department of Public Safety and the Attorney General and the now governor have allegedly been covering up, like the fact that black inmates are brutally beaten in the state's prisons and black officers, even captains, are routinely framed and terminated using false evidence for reporting or even witnessing such incidents. The most important thing that I hope to accomplish is to bring people together. I spent time in Yugoslavia before their civil war. I traveled frequently to the Republic of the Philippines before, during, and after their civil war. The situations in Ukraine and Israel, as tragic as they are, are simply a dress rehearsal for World War III. I've actually visited communist China. Russia, China, and North Korea have every intention of launching a nuclear attack on the United States. What they plan to do is to explode a nuclear missile about 20 miles up in the air, and that will cause an EMP-3 detonation. And as a result of that, we will be instantly transferred to the dark ages. Cell phones won't work. Food will be rotting. You won't have heat. This is a very serious and critical time. And we have to come together once and for all as a nation. We're so busy hunting down inmates, hunting immigrants, that we're lost sight of who the enemy really is in this country. Russia is not our friend, neither is China, and we have to realize, and we have to change the focus. About me, I am the son of sharecroppers and the grandson of slaves. My father had a 5th grade education and was taken out of school to work the fields as a child. During my entire lifetime, I have sought to conjugate 2 verbs. One is to have, and the other is to become. I excelled in school, and in the 5th grade, I came home and I announced to my family that I would be attending college. I began teaching myself music in the 7th grade, and by the 10th grade, I started playing music for several of the choirs and courses at Bertie Senior High, and performing concerts throughout the state. I took advanced courses like French, physics, algebra, geometry, chemistry, biology, and music. I even toured the inside of a nuclear reactor. I was an honor graduate at Bertie Senior High School. My biography was published in Who's Who among American high school students in 1973, 74, 74, and 75. I was a member of the Society of Distinguished High School Students. I was inducted into the National Beta Club. I matriculated to Shaw University, where I studied music and received an award for academic excellence. I later earned a degree from East Carolina in political science with a minor in psychology. I was inducted into Pi Sigma Alpha and served in the Student Government Association. I have traveled extensively worldwide. I was awarded the National Defense Medal twice, the Southwest Asia Service Medal with Bronze Star, the Armed Forces Expeditionary Medal twice, the Battle E Ribbon twice. I studied real estate at J.Y. Monk. I completed post-licensing studies at Howard Perry and Walston Real Estate School, Pitt Community College, and J.Y. Monk. I am a licensed realtor and a member of the National Association of Realtors, the North Carolina Association of Realtors, and the Coastal Plain Association of Realtors. I'm an activist. I've established the Coalition of Unity for Unity, Diversity, and Justice. And today, I am asking for your help and support to conjugate another verb, and that is for your vote to become your representative in the North Carolina House of Representatives, District 9. You can visit my Facebook page, elect Lenton Brown to the House of Representatives, District 9. You can contribute to my campaign from there. And one of the things that I would like to say, once again, we are in a race, not for the soul of America, but for the continued existence of America. We must make America affordable again. We've got to lower the cost of food, housing, health care, increase the minimum wage, and pay for all state workers to give them an increase, to demand free, fair, and transparent elections. We've had elections, but they haven't been fair, free, and certainly not transparent. We must pass constitutional carry. We must reinstate abortion rights throughout the United States. We have the resources to provide free tuition, to institute adult literacy training and retraining, job retraining. We must end slavery in North Carolina prisons. The ugliness that you're seeing on the street is an everyday thing in North Carolina prisons, believe it or not. We have to stop seizing Medicaid recipients' homes. And we must expedite rebuilding in Helene flooded areas. We must strive for unity, diversity, and justice for all. And I am asking your support to help me become your representative in the North Carolina House of Representatives for District 9. Thank you.